The final review is going to be on Transformers the Movie, Studio Series 86-29, Bumblebee. Stay tuned. Rodimusbill here, and we finally found a Bumblebee figure I like. I skipped out on the Netflix version because I didn't like it. And now they came out with finally a Studio Series 86 with a brand new mold. First, take a look at Bumblebee in the box. There he is. Studio Series Bumblebee 8 Plus 8629 Transformers Generations. There's the Transformers the Movie logo. There's the logo again. Deluxe Class Bumblebee. Again, and it is big screen inspired scale detail backdrop. The depths of Unicron, 23 steps. Bumblebee is saved from the acidic insides of Unicron when Daniel Witwicky comes to the rescue. Now, Bumblebee was shown in the 86 movie, and he's one of the few that survived, and you didn't see him again until the return of Optimus Prime. So he was kind of left out. It kind of got replaced by Wheelie during Season 3. Alright, so we'll just open Bumblebee up. First, we'll take a look at the backdrop. I was kind of hoping to be Moonbase 1, but it wasn't. It's inside Unicron, and I like how the pack that he stored in the cardboard, they actually paint the cardboard. I give Hasbro props for actually just painting this. They didn't have to. And here is Bumblebee. And we set him right up there. And that is how we'll put his little gun on his hand. And that is the studio drop like that. Alright. But first, we're going to take a look at... the instruction booklet. Alright. So, basically... You take him out of the box. I love that step. They just started this a few figures ago. You take him out of the box, you split his legs, and then he's all done. Gun goes in the hand. Nothing too exciting about that. He looked like he's a little penny racer car. Not really a Volkswagen, but more of a penny racer car. He was in the original figure. And the gun goes in the back. Alright, now that we looked at the saw the gun... It is silver with a black handle, a peg, whatever, port. And it's 5mm. So you can take it, stick it in the figure's hands, and you've got that. Okay, and now we're going to showcase. It is Blush compatible. So here is some blast effects. I know these are pretty heavy. And we'll do M goes Blush. But anyway, so it is blast effect compatible. So that's pretty cool. Now let's look at B. Love the head sculpt. It's Bumblebee. What can you expect? The blue eyes, silver face, got the little yellow horns. Kind of wish he was light piping. That would have been pretty neat if they would have done the light piping in the back of the head. But let's see, Autobot symbol. And the Studio Series, again, not to nitpick, I mean, I love this figure, but lately they've been doing the headlights and all the windows as like a light blue, which would have been neat. They'll probably do a recolor with it as light blue. Alright, so you got the black arms, the yellow, the black hands, you got his waist, typical Bumblebee waist, you have the black legs, you kind of see like the Volkswagen hood of the feet. You got the legs right there. You got the legs. Not much of a backpack. At least it's not parts forming like the Netflix was. There's the back of the feet. And there is the side. So not too bad. Now for articulation. This head does go up and down a little. But if you want to move this peg, you can look down like that. Okay, the arms go 360 degrees. It goes out that way, 90 degrees at the bend, elbow rotation, and they got wrist rotation on a Deluxe, which is pretty cool. Same thing here, round, out, bend at the elbow, 360 degrees at the waist, His foot could kick 90 forward, kick 90 back, do the full split. You got thigh rotation up here at the mushroom peg at the upper thigh. And then you've got knee, which is 90 degrees. And then you got the foot, pretty neat. You got ankle tiltage right here at the ankle. So that way you could put them in these. Ankles are cool because then you can split them up and move my camera a little down like that. So all in all, a very good depiction of Bumblebee, and I am very sure you will see a Cliff Jumper remold, recolor coming out pretty soon. Alright, so now we're going to do some robot-to-robot comparisons. I'm going to do it in sections. First, I'm going to show you all my Bumblebees, and then we'll look at some mini bots, and then some movie figures. Alright, first, I'm going to start with G1. Now, he has seen some better days. This was actually a keychain without a head. So, still same, the top of the car, the windows, the feet, the headlights, and these wheels are there, but so that is going to be G1, what's left of mine. And then Bumblebee got reformatted into Goldbug. Now I'm still looking for that Goldbug figure that came out a few years ago. I know it came in a set, and all I wanted was the Goldbug figure. So that was the original one. So here's his original molds, Goldbug and Bumblebee. Now, this is the Buzzworthy Bumblebee. It came with a tiny little spike. So that was Bumblebee. Then, well, before that, we had Titans Return Legend size Bumblebee. So this Legend used to be the $10 Bumblebee. He's almost the same size, but again, parts count's bigger on this. He's a lot heavier. And things have changed since the Titans Return. And then we've got our Legacy United or Evolution animated Bumblebee. And he's a pretty cool figure. And then we're going to have the Origins Bumblebee, which he's a Cybertronian mode. So they look pretty similar, even though this guy's got a lot more kibble. The face, the arms, so pretty similar, but that's Cybertronian mode. And here is Daniel Studio Series. So we can recreate that Moon Base 1 with Spike and Daniel. Next, we're going to bring in some of his newest mini bites. They're redoing the mini bots into deluxe size. Please, Hasbro, if you're listening, I want a Power Glide and I want a Sea Spray. We've gotten Gears and Brawn. So Bumblebee's a little smaller, but I guess he was a little smaller than these two guys anyway. And then here he is with the Netflix Optimus Prime. So that, I think, Bumblebee was a little guy compared to Optimus. Now I wonder how he's going to scale with the new Commander class Optimus, because he's supposed to be a little bigger than this. So people are going to complain about the scaling, but you know what? He's bigger, you get more for your money. And then, even though the only time you saw these guys together was when they were leaving Unicron at the end. And actually, Hot Rod never saw Bumblebee. Bumblebee saw Rodimus Prime at the end. I should have thought of that before I picked him. But there is Blur, Bumblebee, and Hot Rod. And then we're going old school again. This is Blaster, Voyager Studio Series, well, Kingdom Blaster. It's the same as Studio Series, but little designs differently, little coloring. But I don't think they changed Blaster too much to warrant buying a whole new figure. All right, and that is it for the robot to robot. Now let's transform this guy. Now, the transform Bumblebee, he's very similar to a lot of the other, the ones I showed you with the legs. But first, we're going to take the gun off, okay? Now, this is locked in here. See, that tab fits in there. and this tab fits in there. So what you want to do is, you won't break it, you want to just untab this and bring it up. Okay? Then you want to pull the chest forward. Now, the head will go with the neck, and then just fold that in and fold that back. Okay, now the arms are pretty cool. What you want to do is click them in. When you do them 90 degrees, they click in. And then you take the arm and you just shift it back like that. Do the same on the other side. And then this whole area, you pull it forward and rotate it like that. Again, pull this forward and rotate it. Now you got to get the feet done. Now, if you'll notice, the reason why he won't slide in robot mode is because he doesn't touch the ground. Now, if you noticed here, they got little cutouts. So what you want to do, see that little square right there? Fits right in there. So we're going to unpeg these from here. Okay? And bring these out to the side. Take the heel and just fold those in all the way. Okay? And then you can fold these. They'll peg right back there. And there's a little tab right there. You'll peg that there and put the legs together. Alright, now let's see if I can do this in the first try. At the waist, you want to bring this part down and it will click in. Whoops. Alright, and now it's clicked in. So what you want to do is, it'll bend at the knee and at the thigh. So let's bend this guy forward like that. Okay? So you've got the front meeting the front of the car. And then once you got here, what you want to do is just rotate the legs, the feet around, and the front's done. Okay? So we're on the home stretch. And then we can just pop that down, pop that down. Now the arms are going to connect to one another. I mean, really, I don't know why, but you can connect the arms together, and then you just want to groove that in there, make sure that fits, that's in there. And now for the last part, you got this. So that goes down, and then you got a tab there into the slot, tab into that slot, and you just fold that in, and there is Bumblebee in his little penny racer mode. And he's pretty cool. Now, if you really wanted to be accurate, you would put a spare tire back here, because Bumblebee always had a spare tire. And then your weapon's got the little side peg, so you can just store it right here. And now you're good to go. And he rolls pretty good. He rolls pretty good. Now, there's several ways you could have done those legs, but like I said, they all fold in the same. A lot of these figures, the legs fold in the same. You can see how they are. So they're bent at the knees front. I like to do is just bend them over and then just shift this sideways to expose the Autobot symbol. So now you got the Autobot symbol on the hood. You got little silver headlights. You got the black bumper. Then you got all the black glass. You got a Autobot symbol on top. To windows, little doorknob, little mirrors. I like the wheels, pretty neat. And then the back without the gun is just a regular back. Here you go. The wheels are all pinned, I believe. They spin pretty good. Like I said, if you don't have these arms pegged together, it's not no big deal. They just float right there. And that is Bumblebee. Little penny race. They call him a penny race because you used to put a It used to be a little penny in the back and they used to go, but that was years ago. And he's not really a bug. The only, I mean, you're lucky they got the VW license for the new Bumblebee movie that came out a couple years ago. But he's close enough to a bug. You know, he looks more like Cliff Jumper, but You know, I like him, and he rolls pretty good. He rolls pretty good. Alright, so now you've seen him from all sides. You just gotta put them together. Like any modern day Transformers, you're gonna have to squeeze them together so they look pretty good. Alright, now we'll do some comparison. Alright, OG time! Woohoo! Now that is our bug. And these little, you know, these you pull back and they go. These are throttle bots. So, you got the 3 Volkswagens, the original Bumblebee, the original Gold Bug, and now the Studio Series 86. Alright, now, Titans Return. This was the buzzworthy one. Came a little spike. I don't know what class you'd call it. But he's very similar in design. And then this was the Titans Return version. This was like a mix between the movie and the original. And he had a place where you could actually pilot him. So, I mean, they've done Bumblebee throughout the years. Bumblebee, especially in the Studio Series line, the movie Bumblebee figures, I mean, every other week they came out with a new, there must have been like 30 Bumblebee figures. And I didn't get them all. I only got a few of them, but it was ridiculous. Alright, and then you got animated. You know, and I love the animated show. It was pretty cool. Why isn't... You know, like I said, they all, you know, you just got to put them together. And then, OG time. Cybertronian. Yeah, he's put together. He's just a little weird. Origins. Very, very, very first episode. We saw this guy in there, and that's what he was. And I'm glad they finally came out, Wheeljack and Jazz. Alright. Spike, I'm not going to transform this thing because it's a mess. Alright, so now we got the mini bots. Here we have Gears and Brawn. So these are Hasbro's new, we're upping the mini bot line to deluxe size. Now, very small deluxe size, I know. He seems to be one of the smallest. But Bumblebee was always one of the smallest Autobots. So you got those 3 guys. And then we got to the movie guys. Now these are going to be, these are all deluxe sizes, but look what they look like. These are all deluxe. Now these are all Studio Series 86 figures. So this should have been the right scale, especially Blur and Bumblebee, because the only time you saw these 2 guys was when they crashed out of Unicron. And deluxes, yes. Alright, whoops. Took the wrong figure out of the screen. Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. Again, I think this guy is a little out of scale. I bet you he's going to be really in scale with the Commander class. Because your figure is going to be that big. Look at the windshield. So, but, you know, Deluxe Voyager, you can't get perfect. And like that one time you had Blaster on top of Bumblebee. Not going to happen with this scale. Why this guy's not... There we go. Now, something very similar with all of these Bumblebees. We have all the legs are the same. Now, that one you can't tell. But see how they bend at the knees and stuff. So, I mean, it's amazing how this guy is different flaps. This guy is different. Everything folds up. So even Bumblebee is transformed so different. And that is it for the vehicle modes. And, like I said, I waited a long time. I didn't like the Netflix Bumblebee, and I knew one day they'd redo Bumblebee. So that's why I'm glad they got this. I felt the same way about Ultra Magnus. I did not get any of the Siege or Earthrise Ultra Magnus because I was waiting on the Studio Series one, and boy, it was worth it. And I think the Bumblebee's worth it. He's pretty cool. Right, and that is Bumblebee in his car mode. Now, one thing I always do is I always reverse transform these guys because there's always one way that's harder than the other way. Let's just back out. There we go. So first, remove the gun. All right. And then we want to pull this out. So remember, it tabs right there, and you can just stick that out. All right. Next, we're going to... Now these will pop out. Let's move the arms out to the side. All right. Remember how we do the arms? And then we, well, you know what? We'll wait till we do the legs. So the legs, now they tab in right here. So what I would do is untab it and then stretch the legs out. Keep stretching the legs out until you straighten them out. And remember, unpeg this and it'll go in this position. Straighten the legs. And it hides like that, hides that Autobot symbol. Alright. Now what you want to do is take your little thumb, pop these out. Pop these out, fold these out, and then you want to put that little tab in that hole like that. This prevents the wheels from causing it to roll. So, whoops. There we go. Okay, stand them up. Now we can take these, rotate them around 180, rotate these, push them back. Now what they'll do is they'll fit right back here. I don't think they... Oh, okay. You got this little tab here. Will slide into there like that. Perfect. We'll do that on the other side. Slide. Now once all those are slid in, what you want to do is... Now this is a little tricky part. Let's get his head out for right now. We'll get the head and the neck out. Close that up. It'll peg in these two pegs to those two things. Now, let's just move the arms first front. Now, this is the tricky part. What you want to do is you want to get these posts on the other side of this little thing. So, you want to make sure you get it around that one. And around that one. Don't think you're going to break it. It's like spring loaded right here. So now you got that little post in that little groove. And you got that little post in that groove right there. Alright, that way it locks the backpack in. And then as with all your other ones, you just straighten them up. Tidy them up. You know, tighten them up. Spread his legs out. Move his arms around. Back to being good old Bumblebee. And if you don't want to, you can carry his gun while in robot mode on his back. So, you know, backpacks, again, backpacks locked down pretty tight. You know, I love how now his hands are... He's one of the few bots where you don't hide the hands, which is good because that way they have a rotation. So all in all, I mean, is he small? Yes, he is. He's one of the smallest deluxes. But Bumblebee was always small. And I'm finally glad they came out with a new Bumblebee and not just redo the Netflix one. Because I don't like parts formers if you can help it, especially when the smallest Autobot's Bumblebee doesn't need a parts form. And that is it. So, let's see, not too bad of a backpack. The feet aren't that bad. You can still kind of see the Volkswagen in the feet. You do cover up the Autobot symbol in the feet, but that's fine. I'm not sure. I'll put a cartoon picture in for the photo gallery at the very end. Alright, that is Studio Series 86-29 Bumblebee. Expect a recolor or a redo of Cliff Jumper soon. I'm sure they will. But for right now, we finally got a good Bumblebee figure. I would have liked him to be a little more of a Volkswagen, but, you know, they have licensing issues and all that stuff. But I think they did a pretty good job. So, like and subscribe to the channel if you want to become a member. I've got a Legends, a core class, 99-cent membership, and a deluxe $1.99 membership. I don't have any members, so I mean, I might have if I get enough members, I'll do like behind the scene polls and videos. But if you just want to help the channel grow, 99 cents a month or even one time, that helps a lot. These figures, 6 years ago, this figure would have been $14.99. Now they're $24.99. So the price is going up and they're getting more expensive and they're getting smaller. So check out the channel, turn on notifications, hit that bell. Not only do I do Transformers, I do new toy sightings, we do some DC and Marvel figures, we do Funko Pops, I do Legos. Like I said, new toy sightings. I've done like DVD unboxings in the past. I've done some movie reviews. I do first reaction videos. Like I said, Funko, Lego, everything. So subscribe to the channel. Check out. There's over 1,000 videos and over 50 playlists. All right. So here's Bumblebee saying, "You've got the touch. You've got the power. Till all are one. Till all are one." Rodimusbill, out.